Hindi ba mahirap maging opisyalis ng Liberal Party ngayong mga panahon na ito sa ilalim ni Presidente Duterte?
Depende talaga yan kung ano yung sinusulong na polisiya at agenda para sa mamamayan.
Tama ho bang sabihin natin na meron po tayong land dispute na pinag-uusapan, Mayor?
Sasabi po natin may nagkakaroon po ng overlapping.
Alam mo ba itong malaking game plan na ito?
Ang pinaka-point ng lahat ay concentration of power.
So kaya nyo ipag-iwalay ang issues at saka yung personal?
Kaya.
Talaga?
Kaya. Nasa tao yan. Nasa leader yan.
Kung wala tayong dollars, wala mangyayari sa bill.
I wanted to have a seat there for us to have a voice.
Yung ulok, korap, wala siyang pakialam dyan. Kailangan dito kayo sa akin.
Hindi pera ang kailangan para ibalik ka sa pwesto ng mamamayan kung hindi performance.
Build up a civilization of love and a culture of life.
Ang punot dulo ng bawat usapin ay ating lilinawin. Mga aktibong personalidad sa ating komunidad, mapapribado man o opisyal ng pamahalaan. Dito bibigyang linaw ang mga kwentong nais malaman ng ating mga kababayan. Sa ngalan ng katotohanan, tayo ng mag-one-on-one, kasamang isang dating kasamahan sa larangan ng pamamahayag at ngayon Acting Assistant Secretary for Public Diplomacy ng Department of Foreign Affairs. Walang iba kundi ang Kapampangan diplomat na si Elmer G. Cato.
Panahon ng batas militar nang mamulat sa mga suliraning panlipunan ang nooy batang journalist at ngayoy kapampangan diplomat na si Elmer G. Cato. Kabilang sa kanyang mga tinutukan noong siya ay nasa larangan ng pagbabalita ang anti-nuclear at anti-bases movement. Sa loob ng halos 2 dekada, nanilbihan si Cato bilang mamamahayag sa loob at labas ng bansa. Matapos ang kanyang pananatili sa media, pinasok ni Cato ang Foreign Service kung saan naitalaga siya sa iba't ibang bansa, kabilang na ang mga conflict areas sa Middle East. Sa kasalukuyan, siya ang tumatayong Acting Assistant Secretary for Public Diplomacy ng Department of Foreign Affairs. Ano-ano nga ba ang mga pinagdaanan ni Elmer Cato sa ibang bansa sa ngalan ng paglilingkod sa ating mga kababayan? Paano nakatulong ang kanyang karanasan sa media para magampanan ang kasalukuyang tungkulin sa DFA? Paano nga ba maging isang diplomat sa ilalim ng Administrasyong Duterte?
Welcome to Soto Speak, ASEC Elmer Cato.
Thank you, Sonia, for inviting me. Magandang araw sa lahat ng iyong mga tagapanood.
So, sa kasalukuyan, ang posisyon na hinahawakan mo ngayon sa Department of Foreign Affairs ay Chief of Mission to Libya.
Hindi pa, no. Hindi pa. I was just promoted last week by the President to the rank of Chief of Mission Class 2.
Okay, which means?
I could be assigned abroad as Ambassador or Consul General. When I was in Iraq, I was Minister. Kaya I didn't hold the Ambassador title. It was Head of Mission. So kahit ako yung pinuno na yung bahada, yung title ko was Chargé d'Affaires.
Napakahirap naman ang mga napipili mong lugar. Medyo
Journalist
Iraq,
tayo.
Libya.
Dahil iba yung background ko siguro. It's like you're chasing a story, di ba? So parang Iraq, Libya, and other conflict areas are places where a journalist would want to go. So he could share his stories.
yan ang gusto kong matuklasan dito sa dialogue natin na ito. Gusto kong malaman bakit ganyan ka, paano kang nahubog na maging ganyan, di ba? Ikaw ay ipinanganak sa Angeles City, tama ba? Talk
Angeles.
about your childhood, your parents.
Well, I was born in Angeles, 1966. Yung mother ko was a school teacher, then naging businesswoman. Tatay ko is a government employee sa Commission on Audit. I have 4 brothers and sisters. So ako'y panganay. At yan, pinaaral ako sa Holy Angel. Tapos, hindi ko alam kung gusto ng nanay ko maging pari ako, but she made me move to Chivalry School. Pero Sacred Heart Seminary siya noon. So, siguro sa Sacred Heart, medyo naano na ako doon eh. Medyo na-shape na yung future mo dahil doon sa mga pare, no? Yung mga missionaries, mga MSc missionaries. Ano? So, I was recruited into a fraternity, high school. So it's Pi Sigma fraternity. So, I didn't know it was a political frat. So until college na lang. Pero doon ko nalaman yung mga terms na imperialismo. So, I became editor-in-chief of the school paper. So that's where I started
Writing.
to write, ano, yung
Oo.
journalism.
Kanino mo naman na yun sa mga magulang mo?
Well, wala naman, ano eh, I think it's, yung tatay ko kasi, mahilig magbasa. So, talagang maraming libro dyan eh. So, dami kong binabasa. And mahilig sa dyaryo. So, we had Daily Express, Times Journal, then Bulletin Today. So, binabasa ko yan. So,
Yeah.
so I was reading a lot of foreign affairs stuff, yung mga overseas news. So, familiar ako sa mga capitals, yung mga Reuters na yan. At
Yeah.
high school, even elementary, nagbabasa na ako eh.
Okay.
So, siguro, naging natural na lang yung dahil binabasa ko yung news regularly, parang nung pinadala ko dun sa Regional Secondary Schools Press Conference as a news, to compete in the news writing, contest, sina Bong Lacson at saka sina Ding Cervantes yung mga nagde-lecture nun eh. So parang alam ko na paano kong gawin.
Yes.
So, then that helped me in college. So, nung 1983 was parang yung tipping point eh. I didn't know Ninoy Aquino at that time. So, nung ma-assassinate siya, parang medyo nagtanong na ako, bakit ganon? Because he was Kapampangan, we could identify with him. Parang,
Yes.
how could the regime do this? Parang napaka-blatant naman na disregard for human rights. Assassinating the most popular Kapampangan political figure.
Yeah.
So, nagtanong-tanong na ako dyan. And I was 16 years old. I was writing for the school paper in LaSalle. So, there was Malaya and We Forum. So, mga November after, few months after Ninoy was assassinated and buried. So, Joe Burgos was looking for young, brave writers who are willing to join him in his crusade to bring back freedom and democracy.
It said there, brave.
Yeah, brave. Kasi nga, alam mo yung mangyari. So,
Yeah.
so parang I felt compelled. I have to do something, di ba? Ano yung mako-contribute ko sa struggle to free ourselves from the dictatorship?
And you were 16 at the
I
time.
was 16. So, pumunta ako sa office nila sa Serrano Lactao, sa QC. Then, kaharap ko. So, tinitignan niya ako, parang, alam mo ba yung, ilang taon ka na? Kasi parang kasi edad ka nung anak ko eh. Alam mo ba pinapasukan mo? And this was months before, months after, ni-raid ng military yung We Forum because of the Marcos medals, diba?
That's right.
So, sigurado ka ba sa papa? Alam mo, delikado to. Alam ba ng parents mo? Ilang taon ka na? Sabi ko, 18.
Sinabi mo.
Tapos, sigurado ka. Parang nagdududa pa. Pero sige, he took me in. So that's how I started. And salimpusa ako because I was going to school at the same time. So I remember the first article I wrote for Pampanga. Yung classmate ko, si Francis Sison, sinama ako dyan sa palengke sa San Fernando. So may problema sila. So that was my first story. And it took weeks before na-publish kasi siguro in-edit pa. So I learned from my editors kasi kung pinapalitan yung story, natututo ako doon. So eventually, I learned how to do it. So those were my first stories. And then eventually, I took a leave of absence from LaSalle. I immersed myself here in Pampanga.
Lasal ka nga pala nagkolehiyo, no? Anong kurso mo sa Lasal? Lasal ka nga pala nagkolehiyo, no? Anong kurso mo sa Lasal?
Political science.
Political science.
So I was thinking of becoming a lawyer,
Oo.
but I got involved in journalism. So, ayan, military intelligence thought it was my dad. Kasi Elmer siya eh, Esmeraldo. Elmer is his nickname. So, Elmer at saka Elmer, di ba? So, hindi pwede yung anak niya, yung tatay yan, tapang-tapang naman, nasa gobyerno, kinikriticize si Marcos. So, but eventually they found out it was me. And I was talking to some former military officers who, of course, did some background check. Parang, wag niyo nang patuloy yan, bata lang yan. So I went on, doing both my studies and reporting work here. So
Yeah.
from Malaya, I joined, as part-time rin, mas stringer. So Philippine News and Features, Cato News Agency, Reuters, and many other news outfits. But
So,
largely based here.
Mas doon ka sa journalism
Yes.
na nahila, di ba? Hindi
Nahila ako dun.
hindi ka nagpatuloy sa College of Law.
Well, actually, I enjoyed it so much when was this? I was supposed to graduate 1987. So sabi ko, I'll give myself 1 year, then I'll go to law school. So pumasa
Okay.
na ako sa San Beda. But then parang hindi ko alam, napag-usapan na, let's come up with a newspaper. So we came up with the Angeles Sun in 1988. So parang parang sa atin pa, let's change the journalism landscape. Bakit yung mga community papers ganyan, 4 pages, walang laman, tapos nililift lang yung mga articles from National Daily. So parang let's give Pampanga something else.
Okay.
So we came up with the first, what we say, real community paper.
Yeah. Sinong kasama mo dyan?
So I got, original group was Kiko Sison, Jay Sangil, Titus Toledo, and then we brought in Sunny Lopez, Bong Lacson. We wanted to bring the best of the best. At saka yung parang walang sacred cows eh. Yung parang, let's not be the typical journalist that people here are familiar with, di ba? So walang envelopmental journalism dyan, issues-oriented.
Yeah. But there was such a thing as developmental journalism
Meron
at the time.
at that time. So, yun yung medyo naging mistake. Dahil nga cost-oriented, we were anti-basis.
Exactly.
How can you succeed in a newspaper when you are anti-basis in a pro-basis city?
Yeah,
Diba?
exactly.
So, mahirapan kami sa advertising. And then, but we were able to survive. We were able to survive.
Nakailang
10
taon ng
years.
Angeles,
I think
ah?
10 years.
10 years. Oh, that was a
10
long
years. So
time.
it was,
Teka muna, you started it in what year?
1988.
1988. Oh,
1988.
mahaba-haba rin
Mahaba-haba
panahon,
na.
di ba?
Parang propaganda movement siya. Talagang, we don't
Kanya
get
talagang
paid.
you were covering the anti-basis rallies.
Yes.
Kasi that was,
Late
yun yung
80s, diba?
talagang
yung anti-nuclear movement.
doon ang kainitan talaga
Yes.
nung panahon na yun.
So we were able to document that. Ito yung mga stories that the mainstream papers would not carry. So we had good opinion writers. So namimiss ko nga eh. But, yung dream ko nga is one day bring
Sino
it
nga
bring
ba
back
mga opinion
together.
writers nyo noon?
Well, sina Bong, Bong Lacson,
Bong
Zending
Lacson,
Cervantes,
yeah.
we had William Chua, I was writing, Titus Toledo,
Oo.
si Chandler Ramas, kung matandaan mo,
Yeah, yeah, of course.
correspondent ng Daily Globe. Sabi niya, may opening sa news desk. So mag-apply ka as editor. And napasok naman ako doon. So, yun siguro yung nakaligtas sa akin. I remember after several years, I met Bong and Sunny Lopez. Tapos nag-usap-usap kami. Sabi niya, natandaan mo ba nung kinuha nila tayo, sinafety nila tayo? Di ba, sinundo ka sa bahay? Sabi ni Bong kay Sunny, oo, ikaw rin, di ba, sinundo ka? Oo, sabi naman ni Bong, teka, bakit ako, hindi naman ako sinundo? So, I guess that was the day dapat akong ma-EJK. So, yun, nasa desk ako for several years. Daily Globe at first, and then lumipat ako sa Today newspaper. But in between, I went to Saudi Arabia as an OFW.
Yeah.
I was a reporter for Saudi Gazette. 1 year yun. And then, nung bumalik ako, nag-strike yung Daily Globe, tinayo namin yung Today. So it was there where I took the Foreign Service Officers examinations in 1996. But before I passed, na-pirate ako ng isang Indonesian newspaper. So nagtungo ako ng Jakarta
Oo,
for
nag-Jakarta
more than
ka.
a year as executive editor of the Indonesian Observer. And then I was told, Elmer, pumasa ka dun sa FSO exams. So nagkaroon ng financial crisis sa Indonesia. So nag-report na ako sa DFA, 1998.
Why were you drawn to foreign service? Also because
I could-
related to your journalism?
Well, actually, I could recall, no, noong 1983, I was still in high school, so Chevalier, no? I had this friend from St. Scholasticus who was telling me, I want to be a diplomat. like my tita. Sabi niya, so, na alam, anong diplomat, di ba? But I'm aware of embassies and consulates because yung kapatid ng mama ko, si Auntie Bay, was personal staff of Ambassador Rafaelita Soriano, one of the first Kapampangan women diplomats. So sumama siya sa Israel. So alam ko lang my aunt worked for an ambassador, but wala akong idea kung anong trabaho niya. So when I was in Saudi Arabia, I covered the Philippine Consulate General in Jeddah. And the consul became a friend of mine. Sabi niya, reporter ka. Magaling naman yung mga reporters, pumapasa yan pag nagtitake na exam. So why don't you join the Foreign Service? So he gave me the Foreign Service code. So pinabasa ko lang. And I could see what they were doing. They were just basically promoting trade and investment.
Yeah.
They were assisting mga nationals natin, but hindi ganun ka, ano pa eh. Hindi pa yun yung primary namin, role eh. So, nalimutan ko. And then, one Sunday, while I was attending Mass at LNS subdivision, sa labas kasi ako hindi ako pumapasok eh. So, may poste sa harapan ko. And it was a poster announcing the FSO exams. So, parang baka galing kay Lord. Diba? Ano to, nasa harapan ko eh. So, that's when I decided, so why don't I give it a try? So, I applied and then took the exams in 1996. And fortunately passed. It's one of the most difficult examinations in the civil service. Kasi hindi lahat pumapasa. Mataas yung casualty rate eh. So like in my...
Mga ilang percent lang yata.
In my batch, 1,500 kami at the start. Natira mga 20.
Oo, ganun,
So
ganun
even
kabigat.
lawyers sometimes fail.
Yes.
But napaka-diverse nung namin eh. So we have lawyers, we have professors, we have doctors,
Yes, mga
bankers.
professionals lahat.
So hindi lang necessarily with political science or foreign service backgrounds. We even have priests. We have former military officers.
Talaga?
With us. So napaka-diverse ng background.
What was your first assignment? What was your first assignment?
First assignment ko was with the Office of Secretary Shason. So you would recall it's BFA.
Nagdebate tayo sa radyo.
Nagdebate pa tayo.
I remember.
So when I first came in, so they knew my background as a journalist. So binigyan ni Secretary Shason sa akin yung agreement, do a communication
The
plan
Visiting
on this.
Forces Agreement.
Do a communication plan so we could ensure ratification by the Senate. So parang, sabi ko, anti-basis ako eh. parang, di ba, parang paano gagawin to? But then when I read, sabi ko, mukhang hindi naman siya basing nga, di ba? But what really compelled me to really work hard on it was, kasi ako yung naging assistant on national security. So, I saw pictures, yung surveillance photos of the Spratlys at that time. Dumadaan sa akin yun eh. And I saw yung mga structures.
Okay.
Wala pa yung structures that we see today, di ba?
Okay.
Those were basic structures na may mga bamboo, tapos unti-unti lumilitaw na yung shelter. So parang, sabi ko, we would need the help of the Americans here. Dahil hindi natin kaya. That was my perception at that time.
Yes.
So that's one of the main reasons why I said, okay, let's work on this. So ako yung gumawa ng national campaign plan, kami umikot. But of course, while we were doing that, kami rin naman yung gawa ng executive order. So we wanted to make sure, yun nga yung history mo as an activist also, na parang we have to make sure that this agreement won't be abused. So naglagay kami ng safety nets. So that's where the Visiting Forces Agreement Commission came in.
But the agreement itself,
The agreement itself is there, di ba?
yeah, but it was not, it was not fair, di ba?
Pero at that time, kailangan tignan mo naman yung yung mga realities on the ground. So sabi yan, wala tayong masyadong choice, but let's put the necessary safeguards.
Okay.
So nakita nyo man, umiikot ako noon, talagang binabantayan ko. And dahil mahigpit
Sabay
ako sa
tayong
pagbabantay.
umiikot kasi anti-visiting forces agreement.
So dahil mahigpit kami,
Yeah.
pinatanggal ako ng Amerikano sa So kaya ako napunta na San Fernando.
I see.
So dahil nag-complain sila dahil bakit ang higpit ko sa pag-i-inspect. Like, nasa Clark ako, tinitignan ko yung nagpa-parachute. Sabi ko,
Oh,
bakit
but
puro Amerikano to,
pero
di ba?
background check
Bilateral.
ka na ng mga yun, syempre,
So,
di ba?
bilateral dapat to. So I really
Oo, yeah, of course.
was really raising hell. In fact, yung first incident sa Cebu, yung binugbog yung taxi driver. So pinapunta kami doon. So sabi ko rin sa kasama ko, i-test na natin yung VFA if it works. Para kung hindi, edi malaman ng tao, di ba? So that was, there were several sailors who beat up
Yeah, I remember
taxi
that.
driver. So hiningi nila na yung custody and then ibabalik daw nila. So sinabi namin sa fiscal, sampa mo yung kaso. Kaya tumawag si secretary siya, ano nangyari? Sir, sinampa yung kaso. Bakit sinampa? Eh sir, kasi sabi ng fiscal,
Oo,
isasampa.
on duty sila, di ba?
So, we were able to test it.
Oo.
And nag-comply naman yung mga Amerikano. So,
But then you were transferred to San Fernando.
because nag-complain niya dahil nga mahigpit ako masyado. Because kami, sabi ko, we were the human face. We were saying, we were telling the public na this is a bilateral
Yeah, you were assuring everybody.
We were sure. So, hindi
Yeah.
pwedeng ganun, na parang nakuha nyo yung BFA, that does not give you a license to do whatever you want. Wherever
Exactly,
you want.
exactly.
So, hindi pwedeng sinabi nyo magre-refuel kayo tapos magte-training kayo. Hindi pwede yan. So talagang
Correct.
consistent naman tayo dun sa, but syempre, I'm in government na, di ba?
Yeah, that's right.
So you'll have to look after yung interest rin ng Philippine government and
Yes.
our people.
So, you were transferred
I
to...
was transferred to San Fernando. Ang haba-haba ng pila sa Paskuhan at that
Oo,
time.
yung
Diba? Parang,
passporting,
sabi ko,
di ba?
bakit isang
Oo.
kilometro to? Why can't we solve this problem? So, nung dumating ako dyan, yung what really moved me was nung lumabas ako, I think it was 6 p.m. There was this mother and child. Sabi ko, anong ginagawa niyo dyan? Sir, pumipila na po. Sabi ko, at 6 p.m. Para bukas. So, tinanong ko yung mga staff. Sabi ko, ilan yung pumipila sa labas every day? Sir, 700. Ilan yung kaya natin? 500. So, kung 501 ako, paano? Di pila ho kayo again next
The
day.
following day.
Eh, paano kung 501 na naman ako? Until such time na pumasok ka doon sa cut-off.
Exactly.
So sabi ko, hindi pwedeng yung number 500 would spend the entire day
Yeah.
in line, di ba? Hindi pwedeng
Yes,
gano'n. So,
yes,
let's
yes.
come up with something. So, we instituted yung numbering system,
Okay.
yung appointment system. So, numberin niya 1 to 500. Tapos yung 501 is number 1 the next day. Tapos, so, nagkaroon ng backlog. Of course, syempre, di alam, di ba? But eventually, na-solve din. And we had volunteers, mga estudyante. So, ito mga estudyante na ito, mga OJTs. And we introduced also yung appointment by
Talaga?
email.
Oo.
Sabi ko, ba't yung matigas sa Sambales, dapat may, pwede na mag-email yan na by appointment.
Yes.
So we introduced that 2001, 2002. Then sabi ko, we should do mobile services. Kasi yung Pampagaling hindi umiikot eh. So I introduced that too. So umiikot kami ng Central Luzon, doing mobile services on weekends.
But were you the only one at that time doing that?
Yung
in the
appointment system,
Philippines?
yes. Yung email and appointment system.
Sa buong DFA?
Yes.
Oo.
So yun yung sinasabi ko nga yung naging experience mo as a journalist and activist, diba? You would be able to
Na-combine
find,
mo.
nako-combine mo
Oo.
eh. You would
Because
be
naging sensitive ka dun
naging sensitive ka to the
oo.
needs of the people.
Yeah, oo.
Parang, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, di ba?
Oo,
Yung parang,
oo, yeah.
pipila ka ba ng, like even ngayon, ayaw mo naman pumila sa ano, di ba? So, parang, gano'n lang. And as a journalist, you talk to farmers, workers, students. So, alam mo yung anong
Yeah.
feeling nila, di ba?
What
To
do you
help
do?
change
You
the
improve
system.
it.
So, improve it.
You reform. Okay.
So, come up with the necessary reforms.
Yeah.
You're in a position to make bulong. So, that's how it was.
Yeah.
So, then we move it to Clark. Diba? And the transfer to Clark actually gave me yung experience to allow me to successfully negotiate the transfer to the malls several years later. So dahil nga,
Ayun.
nag-serve ako sa probinsya, because most of us don't eh.
Kasi idea mo din yung malls, di ba?
Yes, but that's based on the San Fernando experience.
Permanent
To the United
mission
Nations sa New
to the
York.
United Nations. Anong year yon?
That was 2003 to 2010. So 7 years
Did you
akong-
choose to do that? Or,
Well, actually, sa DFA kasi, when you pass the FSO exams, you're supposed to stay 3 years in Manila.
oo.
I stayed 5 years. Tapos may exposure pa ako sa regions. Ano? So, I was being groomed for New York. I was told, US. Kasi magbibid ka, anong post yung gusto mo? So I
Yeah.
said, any North American post. And nagkataon si Secretary Blas Ople, was Secretary of Foreign Affairs at that time.
Tama.
So tapos tinanong niya, Elmer, where will you be assigned? So I was told it may be New York, but I don't know if it's the consulate or the mission.
Yeah.
Tapos sabi niya, I think the mission will be good training for you. I think I owe it to the old man, to Secretary Ople for putting me there. At madami naman ako natutunan when I was in New York.
How long did you stay in New York?
About 7 years.
7 years.
So we were
Teka muna,
there for
yung
the Security
family
Council.
mo, sinama mo na
So
doon.
diplomats bring their families with them.
Oo.
So wherever we go, except
Yeah.
of course Iraq,
Yeah.
So nandun yung wife ko, my son and daughter went with me.
Paano ka napunta sa Iraq?
I went back 2010. So dinala ako dun sa office for administration because I wanted to keep a low profile. So while there, sabi ko, I told my boss, Undersecretary Rafael Seguis, can you let me handle the regional offices? Kasi nga parang, pag nasa home office kayo, mga regional offices, parang nalilimutan yan eh.
Oo.
So dahil galing ako dyan, alam ko yung problema nila and all, so parang, I made it, na advocacy mo na i-raise yung mga issues nila sa home office. And that's what I did. So, punta ako Cebu, and there was this mall that was offering space, free space. If you look at our DFA offices before they were moved to the malls, I was able to negotiate for a modern consular office. May kasama sasakyan for the staff, may staff house. So, it was about 20 million worth for 10 years.
Na lahat sagot nila.
Sagot nila except yung kuryente. Kausap namin yung Robinsons and SM, so we're discussing this. So, sir, sasama rin po kami dyan. So that's how we were able to put it together. So in the end,
Pero nakikinabang sila.
yes, of course. That's when we realized that later on. Di ba?
Yeah,
Yung sa amin na is we want the people to have good consular offices. So when I finished negotiating, I think it was about 1.5 billion pesos worth.
Oh my goodness.
So, yun yung, masaya naman ako di ba?
Yun yung na-save.
It's the equivalent. If government were to do it, that's how much
so
it's gonna
that
spend.
is savings for
So,
government,
savings for
diba?
government. So, at saka yun nga, sabi mo, yung convenience for the people.
Yeah.
So, yung mall, kumikita kasi, syempre,
Yung foot
kumakain
traffic.
yung
How many such offices do you have?
from Ilocos to as far as Davao, meron eh.
Oo.
So, this year, we will open 9. So, meron tayo sa Clark ngayon, di ba? I think we're looking at Malolos, several in Metro Manila, marami sa Mindanao.
Okay. Paano kang napunta sa Iraq?
I volunteered.
You volunteered.
I was in Washington, D.C.
Yun na nga ang gusto ko maintindihan eh. You were in Washington, D.C. Why volunteer sa Iraq?
Yung, sabi ko sa sarili ko, the ambassador resigned in 2014. He suddenly resigned. So, I didn't have the rank. I was minister. You need to be chief of mission to be ambassador. So, in-announce nila yung vacancy. So, sabi ko sa sarili ko, bakit walang chief of mission 1 or 2 na gustong pumunta doon dahil ba delikado? Parang nakakahiya naman na walang career na gustong pumunta. When your Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Albert Rosario, was almost 70, I think. But he went to the front lines. Within 36 hours nung na-appoint siya ni President Aquino, nasa Libya siya, supervising the evacuation of our people. So parang nakakahiya naman, di ba? Parang yung secretary mo na matanda na may masakit yung mga tuhod, pumunta dyan. Pumunta ng Tripoli, pumunta ng Baghdad,
That's right.
pumunta ng Damascus. Then tayo wala. Ay, we did sign. nag-sign up tayo sa DFA to serve wherever. Hindi tayo pwedeng pumili lang Europe or puro America or what. So parang, sabi ko, I need to, somebody needs to step forward.
Yeah.
And since yung unang usapan, 1.5 years lang siya eh.
Oo.
Sabi ko, pwede naman siguro to. So that's why I volunteered.
Yeah. Pero naranasan mo
Pero
doon
naging
po.
3 years siya.
Pero grabe ang karanasan mo doon. Ay, di ba, merong yung lugar kung saan kayo nandun, binomba.
Yung hotel
Tapos
where I was
nakikita kita, lagi kang naka-bulletproof vest.
Yes. Yun lang yung challenge yun because before I came in, pumasok yung ISIS. So, and then yung nangyayari sa Baghdad, 5 terrorist bombings per day. And as I've said in our previous interview, on my 5th night, a suicide car bomber hits the hotel where I was staying. So parang napaka-volatile nung lugar. In fact, hindi kami lumalabas ng embassy. Eventually, nag-consolidate kami sa embassy. Yung duplex yun, nandun kami sa kabila. And yun nga, tawag ko nga doon, bilibid because we cannot just go out.
Yeah.
Diba? Dahil hindi ka sigurado like, unlike other...
Anything can happen to you, di ba?
Like gusto mo man, pag nag-grocery kami, 15 minutes dapat matapos mo yung... Alam mo na kung anong kukunin mo. Kasi if you stay longer, delikado, hindi ka sure.
Pero gaano karaming Pilipino doon?
About 4,000 pa.
4,000.
But mostly nasa Kurdistan yan. We have about 1,000 in the rest of Iraq.
Nasa
including
yung safe
Baghdad.
side, Kurdistan.
Kurdistan is safer compared to Baghdad. But after I left, mukhang nag-stabilize. But ISIS is still there. Nawala lang yung teritoryo yung hawak nila, pero nandun pa rin sila. So, underground na lang sila. So, they're staying in villages and other places. Pero wala silang teritoryo yung hinohold. So, they could be farmers by day and then guerrillas at night. So, ibang klase yung dynamics kasi dun eh. Medyo talagang hindi siya normal operation.
Foreign service is not exactly a glamorous job.
Not necessarily, even nung unang panahon, yun yung perception ng tao.
Oo,
It's
di ba?
we just attend diplomatic parties,
Yeah,
we
that's
just
right.
represent the Philippines.
Oo.
Iba na yung nature ng trabaho. Especially now, we have 10 million Filipinos to protect overseas.
Yes.
The DFA has 3 pillars, diba? National security, economic diplomacy, and assistance to nationals.
Yeah.
In previous administrations, it's national security that's the top pillar. Pero with President Duterte, naging yung assistance to nationals, protecting the rights and promoting the welfare of Filipinos.
Yeah, but even before Duterte, you were already doing that in
Yes,
Iraq,
but mas
right?
matingkad ngayon.
I see.
Mas makikita mo talaga yung
pagbabago.
focus.
Oo.
DFA has gone a long way after contemplation, Noong 1995 yata yun.
95.
So malaki na yung pinagbago nung approach as far as protecting our people is concerned.
Yeah.
So nakita mo naman, even when I entered DFA, okay naman, we've been doing that. But it's this particular administration that I really saw na talagang solid yung focus.
Focus talaga.
Talagang
Sa
kahit anong
OFWs.
mangyari, tulungan nyo yan. So,
Oo.
kaya nga, ang hirap pag may nag-request ng assistance sa'yo,
Teka muna, nung April, may nangyari, di ba?
sa Kuwait.
O yung sa Kuwait
Yes.
na may tinulungan kayo na OFW. Pero ano nangyari dito? Bakit parang imbes na ma-appreciate, bakit na-bash ka nga?
Nangyari kasi dyan, di ba? If you go back, yung nangyari kay Joanna de Mafelis, yung kababayan natin na pinatay at nilagay sa freezer. So that caused some tensions because the president ordered a deployment ban. When I first went to Kuwait in, I think, February, tinanong ko yung mga tao natin, bakit ang dami natin problema? Ang dami natin inuwi, nire-repatriate, and we're spending a lot of money there. So sabi, for every plane load of Filipinos that we assist and bring home, 3 plane loads arrive to replace them. So may problema nga, yung recruitment, isa na problema. Bakit may problema na yung recruiters, pinapayagan pa mag-deploy? Okay, so I found out there were 3 suicide cases in December. And sinabi nila sa akin, sir, in one day, 1 Filipina is raped.
Grabe.
1 Filipina is raped. 20 Filipinos run away from their employers because they're maltreated, abused. We had a shelter that could only accommodate 300, but there were 1,500 victims there. So parang, syempre, ano yan, di ba? So, ako, I'm in charge of communications, yung public diplomacy nga. So, yung team namin sa ground, sinabing, we need to get to 200 housemaids who have been begging for rescue that we could not get to, di ba? Hindi nila ma-assist. So, syempre, I was an OFW before. I've seen the body of the Mafelis sa morgue. So, parang, ano kaya yung manando na 200? Baka may mag-suicide yan, depressed, hindi natin makuha.
That's right.
Diba? So I was in possession of 2 videos showing yung what we call rescues. So I released a statement saying that the Philippines is sending additional teams to Kuwait to help in the repatriation of those who applied for amnesty and to rescue 200 distressed household service workers with the assistance of the Kuwaiti government. Nakalagay yung with the assistance. So, nirelease ko to media. I didn't upload it. I released it to, because we had the Viber group.
Yeah.
So, I released it to media.
Among media people.
So, lumabas yun, and then the next day I was in Kuwait. So, nagprotest na yung Kuwait. They didn't protest the videos directly. They were saying na yung statement ko, bakit ako naglabas ng statement na gano'n? And then, bakit ginagamit nyo yung mga embassy vehicles sa mga operation na yan? Illegal yung operation na yan. So, yung position naman namin is, one, we did say that it's with coordination, di ba? SOP kasi, pag may tumawag na national natin, tatawag, sir, pakiresyo nyo ako. We'll ask, nasan kayo? Pag alam na namin yung location, we'll go to the police. We have a problem here, this is the address. Police will do the rescue for us. In most cases, ito yung nangyayari. So mga 90%, 95%. Police yung kumukuha, tina-turn over sa atin. But there are cases na hindi ma-actionan kaagad ng police. Yung mga life and death cases, di ba? So, sinasabi ko nga sa'yo kanina, paano kung tumawag yung isang maid sa'yo? And sinabi, sir, yung employer ko tried to rape me. He will try again tonight. If he tries, sasaksakin ko na to. And if he succeeds, magpapakamatay ako. As consul, ano mo dyan, di ba? Yung SOP, report mo sa police. Paano kung walang police? Yun yung pressure, di ba?
Papatayin ka ng konsensya mo.
So, yung tatlo lang ganong klaseng rescues. And how were those rescues conducted, di ba? The rescues were conducted by sending team near the house and then telling the OFW, please come out. Parang taxi service lang sa Grab. Pero yung nangyari nga, nung lumabas yan, masyadong komplikado na yung ibang bumapatik ko sa pamahalaan, sinasabi na we violated Kuwaiti sovereignty, etc. Yung sinasabi, akala nila it's secret operations na commando type na pinasukan namin sa mga bahay. Walang nangyaring ganun. Papark lang yung sasakyan. Nandun naman sa video, makikita nyo yung lalabas siya, tatakbo, sasakay. Then, and bakit embassy vehicles? Because we're not hiding anything. Para alam yung embassy yung kumuha, di ba? So, yun yung ginagawa namin. And may nagsabi, it's a violation of the Vienna Convention. It's not. Under the Vienna Convention, embassies and consulates general can assist nationals in distress. So even here, you have a foreign national na aksidente somewhere, tumawag sa embassy niya. That's what we do. Even if a Filipino loses his or her passport kahit saan, tawag lang sa embassy, obligado yung embassy mag-respond. So tumawag yung na-aksidente sa embassy. Yung embassy ba pupunta pa sa DFA, magpapaalam? Hindi, you're okay, you could go. Diba?
So what happened to this case
now? So I
now?
think, yun nga, maraming nagalit dahil daw nagalit yung mga Kuwaitis. Yun nga sinasabi na we cannot afford to offend the Kuwaitis because we have more than 250,000 jobs that would be imperiled. So sabi ko, so okay lang ma-maltreat, ma-rape yung mga kababayan natin?
Were you reprimanded for this by our
Hindi pa.
government?
So no, yun yung position ko, di ba? So bumalik kami. Nung bumalik ako, nakita ko na may nagkakaano na nga, di ba? So,
social media.
I asked Secretary Cayetano, sir, sabi ko, please relieve me. I'm taking full responsibility for this. Teka, sabi niya, teka muna. Sabi niya, you know, you let history judge you. This was after he asked me, ano ba yung ginawa mo? Bakit mo ba in-upload? Sir, sabi ko, I just wanted to send a message of hope to those 200 OFWs and their families in the Philippines that one way or another,
We are
will
doing
get there.
something. Yeah.
We will get them, we will bring them home.
Yeah.
So, kahit isa lang yung nakakita doon na parang, o tinawagan na o nire-rescue na nila, maghintay lang kayo, hold on. I'm okay with that. So, I offered to be relieved, but he did not.
Accept.
He did not. So, of course, may mga politicians who took
Yeah.
advantage of that, and we're looking at it na parang failure siya. Of course, during the initial few weeks, it was. Kasi nga, talagang our ambassador lost his, na-expel siya, di ba?
Yes, that's right.
And some were blaming it on me because of the videos. Sabi ko, the ambassador was expelled because he refused to surrender the names of the Filipino diplomats who were there, including me.
Yeah.
And I would do the same, di ba? So sino ba ambassador na bibigay yung pangalan? Because he was told, surrender the names or we will expel you in 3 days. He did not surrender the names. And then there were other videos that appeared. Hindi lang yung sa akin. So sabi, ay, kasalanan ni Elmer, yung video na nirelease siya, kaya nahuli yung mga drivers and all. No, those were not my videos. May lumitaw na video na nandun yung mga mukha nila. So nung nakita yung mga mukha nila, na-track down, hinuli, kumanta, and gano'n yung nangyari doon. But if you look at it now, okay, ano nangyari as a result of the controversy? So, we were able to accomplish much more than what we initially intended. So, kung yung unang ano natin was just to be able to let our workers have their passports in their possession, may hawak silang cellphone, pinapakain ng mabuti, bago pirmahan yung bilateral labor agreement, we were able to bring home the 200, yung mga 1.5 nakuha natin, na pauwi natin. We got Kuwait's commitment to really look after our people. So, nag-threaten si Presidente. I was with him dun, nung sabi niya, if you cannot protect our people, I will bring all of them home.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So, yun yung talagang medyo hindi mo paniniwala, pero nakita ng mga, not just the Kuwaitis, but maybe governments from the surrounding countries also saw how concerned the president is, how much focus this government gives to its workers. So, ano yung resulting effect nun? So, syempre meron, nag-i-improve yung situation ng mga kababayan natin sa surrounding areas. And we're working with Bahrain now in abolishing the kafala system. It's the kafala that is really the cause of a lot of problems, yung sponsorship. So, ikaw parang binili ka, parang may right siya sa'yo, pwede ka niya ibenta. No, so, we're working with Bahrain. So, we're with them when they launched the flexi visa arrangements na magbibigay ng opportunity sa mga Pilipino na maayos yung status nila kung regular sila. We're working with UAE, we just met with Saudi Arabia last week. And pinaka-importante yung sa UN, yung Global Compact on Migration. So this Global Compact will be signed in Morocco next month. And the Philippines really played a big role in putting that document together that would ensure that migrants, not just migrant workers, but migrants, migrants from all over would be given decent treatment by country signatories. So yun dapat tignan mo. Ano pa? So is this a victory? Of course, we were looking at it as a victory. In fact, si Secretary Cayetano, nung nagmi-meeting kami, at the height of the problem na talagang demoralized na yung, especially me, talaga ako yung pinag-iinitan, di ba? Parang sabi niya, this is a fight we want. And this is a fight we will win for our people. And I think we did. So, ako masaya ako na marami tayong na-accomplish as a result. Of course, unintentional yung I mean, I didn't upload those videos to create a problem, but apparently, nakatulong yun dun sa...
looking back now.
Looking back now.
That's
So,
right.
which
What
we
would
just
be your
opened.
ultimate dream? If you're not even dreaming of becoming Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Hanggang kailan ka dito?
Kababalik ko lang nung April. So yung cycle is, once you return from overseas, you stay 2 years. But yung ating head of mission sa Libya ay naka 2 years na doon at mababakante yung Libya. By July, mababakante ulit Iraq. So, nagpaalam ako kay Secretary Caetano and kay Secretary Locsin na kung pwedeng mauna na ako sa Libya ahead of schedule. Pinag-usapan pa yan.
Kumusta sa Libya ngayon compared to Iraq?
Well, Iraq is much better because there's a central
Compared
government.
to Libya?
Dahil may central government sa Iraq. Sa Libya, dalawa eh. So, and we're accredited with the UN-recognized government.
Yeah.
Nang nawala si Gaddafi ay medyo nagkawatak-watak. At maraming factions, maraming militia na kailangan kausapin. And meron pa tayong mga Pilipino doon, may higit pang 1,000. May 3 tayong kidnap victims na kinuha noong August na nandoon pa. But hindi lang Libya naman yung sakop eh. I was told, sakop rin ng embassy natin sa Libya yung Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco.
You are married to your job.
Para sa ano rin naman yan, di ba? Parang,
Anong sabi ni Doktora Melanie dito?
sabi ko rin sa kanya, tsaka sa
Yung pamilya
parents ko,
mo,
na parang,
yes.
sa mother ko, na parang, alam mo naman, parang, I'm in government, I'm there to serve the people. So, ito yung contribution natin sa ating bayan, di ba? But of course, siguro naman, hindi naman forever nasa hardship, high threat posting
Yes.
ako. So, maybe Libya would be the last, and then I still have 14 years foreign service. So, baka yung next, saka baka 1 year lang naman yung Libya or 2 years, and then pwede akong humingi ng medyo maganda-gandang posting na medyo relaxing naman, di ba? So,
You know, you will make a good secretary of
hindi ko na ina-ambition yan. Hindi natin
I mean,
ina-ambition yan.
it's just
I mean, looking at the previous secretaries like Secretary Caetano, now Secretary Locsin, hindi mo maabot eh. So, iba talaga yung pwede dyan. I'm okay with being, if I get to achieve yung dream mo, di ba? Becoming an ambassador. So, ilan lang tayong Kapampangan kasi na nasa foreign service eh. But we have younger Kapampangans who also are with us na will be future ambassadors. So, yung ambassador natin sa Jakarta, sa ASEAN is Kapampangan, Consul General in Houston, which
what
we
would
just
be your
opened.
ultimate dream?
Well, yun lang.
If you're not even dreaming of becoming Secretary of Foreign Affairs.
Yun lang, yung parang once I'm done with the foreign service, I'll go back to writing, I'll go back to journalism.
And
which was
writing
my
your
first
books.
love, para mabasa rin ng mga junior officers na this is how it is in serving in a hardship post.
I saw that FB post of yours na napakadaming nag-react. It's about this, nanonood ka yata ng sine, tapos,
Yung
yung
The national anthem.
national anthem, hindi,
Yeah, that was November.
paano nangyari dito?
So, kasama ko yung brother-in-law ko. I think that was Justice League. So, we didn't know it was the first screening. So, first screening, under the law, you have to play the national anthem. So, before that, I've encountered mga foreigners na hindi tumatayo. So, parang bakit naman disrespectful? So, even tayo, if we're in the United States or elsewhere, kung play yung Star Spangled Banner or other national anthems, we would also pay respect, di ba? So, we were watching, and nung pinakita na yung preparations for national anthem, inano ko siya. I thought he was Korean, foreign national. Sabi ko, national anthem, please stand up.
Oo.
He completely ignored me and he was eating his popcorn. So, inano ko uli.
Oo.
Kasi 3 times ko atang ninod siya parang stand up.
Oo.
Ayaw. So, tumayo naman lahat. Even yung mga senior citizens na tumayo eh.
Oo.
So,
Siya lang hindi.
hindi. So, nung natapos na yung national anthem, sinunta ko uli.
Oo.
Filipino ka ba? Are you Filipino? Are you...
Korean.
Why did you say you just disrespected our flag?
Oo.
So, hindi ko bakit ako naapektuhan noon. I was in Iraq.
Oo.
So sabi ko, people cannot go watch movies na makapag-relax kasi there's a chance sasabog yung movie house. Di ba? Yung parang, sabi ko, swerte tayo eh. Di ba? Nakakapanood pa tayo. And then Marawi. Sabi ko, we could enjoy, sit down here, watch our movies because 180 men gave up their lives in Marawi. So we
Yes.
could enjoy. Ano ba naman yung 1 minute
Yeah.
that you would stand up? So, siguro I was really angry. So,
Oo.
pinost ko.
Oo.
And then I texted Mayor Ed. Sabi ko, may violation ba to? Oh, violation yan. Sabi ko, sabi ko, ano gagawin ko rito? So, we wanted to teach him a lesson na parang you don't just do that. So, sabi niya, I'll send police. So, may pumunta. So, hinuli. And then, dun sa SOCMED, nag-viral. And most people who posted or commented or liked understood where I was coming from. They agreed with the action taken. Although but many, especially millennials, did not. So I was really, kaya hindi ko dinelete I could delete the negative comments. So minumura na ako doon, ano pa sila pinagsasabi na unprintable. But I allowed it for, para makita mo yung debate. So you would see how millennials were looking at the issue. I was really surprised nung yung isa parang sabi, I want the right to disrespect that flag, that piece of cloth. So parang, yung generation natin, we grew up watching movies, yung World War II guerrilla movies na black and white, where our guerrillas were fighting the Japanese. So yung level of nationalism natin is different from theirs.
That's right.
And siguro sa school rin, baka hindi na tinuturo yung
Exactly.
yung history. Parang sabi, bakit ganito itong mga bata na to na parang they're free thinkers, they want to have freedom of speech. Di ba? Parang ano to, your freedoms are there, but you should also be responsible. There's some responsibility that goes with it, di ba? So I was really frustrated. Pero, yeah, I was heartened naman na a lot of people supported what we did. Kaya nga sabi ko nga dun sa mga, I talked to some of the cinema owners. Sabi ko, lagay nyo naman dyan. Na parang please stand. Tapos yung, kung it's in Chinese, in Korean, or Japanese, lagay nyo rin dyan. Kasi para maiwasan natin yung ganun. Or sometimes, dapat it should not really be enforced di ba? It's something that's already there. It's your civic obligation as a citizen of this country. Tumayo ka dapat, di ba? Parang ako inisip ko yung mga nag-alay ng buhay, ang dami-dami niyan. So we could enjoy the freedoms we're enjoying now. Ano ba naman yung 1 minute or more of, standing up to pay respect?
As a final question, I have meaning to ask you, paano maging diplomat sa panahon ni Presidente Duterte na minumura niya yung United Nations, minumura niya yung US? Paano?
It depends on how you look at it, Ako, I didn't vote for the president, but I'm approaching it with an open mind. There are those who really don't like him because maybe they're part of the opposition or what. But ako tinitingnan ko objectively. Sometimes it's really hard because he's quite expressive. Hindi siya yung traditional na head of state, di ba?
Yeah.
He really expresses himself in colorful language. But then,
And he is unmindful of protocol,
yes.
right?
So, but if you would look at it, I mean, coming from the Middle East, having served there for 3 years, parang he's respected there. Parang yung respeto ng ibang bansa sa kanya, siguro yun, dahil anti-American yung nagiging perception. So, yung respect we could see from there. Respect of OFWs is really there. I've been to 2 trips, overseas trips. Sinamahan ko Secretary Cato. And during the meetings with the Filipino community, nakita ko, umiiyak yung mga OFWs. Kumisa nga, napapayak na nga rin ako. Kasi parang, sabi ko, may connect He could connect. And talagang, for the first time, I really saw our kababayan really crying. Na parang, so this is someone who was able to connect to them and address the needs
But
nila.
isn't his yung pagmumura niya and all, doesn't it embarrass you?
I think we're used to it. We were able to adjust. But somehow, tignan mo yung with the US, di ba? He was the first president who really raised the issues of historical issues. What happened during the Philippine-American War, which most of us also don't know about, di ba? Ang dami sa hindi natin alam yung nangyari doon sa Mindanao at that time, but he was able to do it. The Balangiga bells. It's possible that they would be home soon. Because, yun nga, ngayon parang pinapansin tayong mabuti. compared to before. So because yung perceived
Because
shift,
he's standing his ground.
yung sa
parang
Constitution
ganon.
naman, we really have to
Yeah.
pursue an independent foreign policy, di ba? So yung shift, kasi you've seen previous administrations really focus on our relationship with the United States. That's okay, but with this administration naman, during Secretary Cayetano's time, and I know with Secretary Locsin, we would strengthen our ties with our allies, but at the same time build bridges with non-traditional allies, like Russia ngayon, di ba? We're engaging China, Israel, India. Dati hindi tayo nag-ano dyan. So we're sourcing our defense requirements from other countries. Before, kung ano lang sinabi ng mga ano, you can only buy this, we will only give you this. So, may ano rin naman may maraming magandang nangyayari.
I am convinced you are indeed a good diplomat, if not one of the best that we have. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Asek Elmer. Dito po nagtatapos ang ating talakayan sa ngalan po ng ating naging bisita na si Asek Elmer Cato. Ako po si Sonia P. Soto at itong So to Speak, kung saan ang punot dulo ng bawat usapin ay ating lilinawin. Maraming salamat po.